Okay, I am going to refine these two rings with the equipment that I first started with, just to show you it's possible. So we have pretty much exactly 4 grams. And I am going to be using a 50 milliliter focus beaker, 50 milliliter flask, this little tiny funnel. So at 4 grams, I need to add roughly 3.2 grams to it to unquart it. And then I'll put it in that beaker. We'll get all the base metals out down to pure gold and clean it up. Missed it, but I just added a little bit of nitric to it. Actually, a really small amount, and add some more. I haven't even put any water in there yet, or turned on the heat. All right, I'm gonna turn on the heat. Put a cap on this and let it boil. Get all the silver and other base metals out of that gold. Okay, this has been going for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna add a little more water and nitric to it. I'm gonna go get some food, come back and check on it. Okay, we are a couple hours in here now. There's no fumes coming off this thing. Let's see what this looks like. Go. Okay. So actually, I was expecting I'd put too much silver in there and it was going to be really crumbly, but I am going to do another nitric acid boil here. Zoom this out. Oh, sorry, I need to figure out a better camera situation. Kind of take note of the color. Pretty light blue. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Pour this off so we have something clear to start with. Nearly clear at least. And what we're doing is just adding more nitric. And once we get to the point where you're adding nitric and no more color is showing up, you know you're good to dissolve the gold. So I'll let that warm up and I'll come check on it in about 30 minutes. See what we're looking at. Okay, so it looks like I might have a little bit more color here, but not much. It's still pretty translucent blue. I am going to pour this off and look at it. Yeah, looks like we might just be down to brown gold now. I'm going to throw one more batch of nitric at it, just in case. I'm guessing what I just poured out was still pretty active nitric. Actually save that for a future first round at another batch. Oh, I did pick up plexiglass so I can get this enclosed. Mount this vent fan and have everything truly 100% venting outside. Anyhow, I'll shut up. I'll give this about 20-30 minutes on some heat. If it stays this color, I will proceed to melting it or dissolving the gold. Okay, so there were no more fumes, no more color coming off of it. So I've got 25 milliliters of hydrochloric acid in there, a splash of water. And I'm shooting for, let's see here, get this. Okay, I've got 3 milliliters. Actually, that might be too much. I'm gonna put a little bit less than that in. There we go. Got about 2 milliliters of nitric acid in there now. Let that dissolve, and I'll probably have to add just a little bit more nitric acid to get it all dissolved. But on this step, you don't want to use too much nitric acid. It's just going to make everything harder from this point forward if you do. So only use, figure 1 milliliter per gram of what that you're expecting. I would shoot a little bit under that number. Look at that, turning gold already. And then add just a little bit, like a milliliter at a time from that point on to dissolve what's remaining. Looks like that's gonna move pretty quick. Okay, so this is fully dissolved. I didn't have to add any more nitric, which makes me a little bit nervous. Means there might be too much in there. Actually, I'll put my glove on before I start recording. All right, so use my tiny little beaker here, and this filter, it's a 7 centimeter filter. I just fold it in half and then in half the other way, and then just keep folding until it fits in there. Sprayed a little water so it would settle in. This is not the most efficient process or equipment to use, but it works. Let me get this set up and I'll put it on time lapse. Okay, there's our 50 milliliter little tiny baby beaker. Actually only at 40. Filtered. I gotta set the camera down, but I'm gonna pour it in here. I gotta set it down to rinse this beaker out and make sure I get everything out of there. Then we'll add SMB to it. See if it gives us a nasty reaction if there's extra nitric. Not bad. I was expecting it to kind of fizz up and get angry. Oh, there. Have a fizz. If it's doing this to you, don't put too much SMB in or it will boil over on you. I'm gonna put this on some heat and boil it down because I put too much nitric in it. And then we'll retrieve the gold, just clean it up and melt it. Here's our cleaned up gold. It is in a dish that I know is contaminated, but I figure I'll get this melted down, get it weighed. So I bought the rolled gold plated and those 2 rings and gold filled all in one batch from one guy for $340. But I think I was at $268 already. So get this melted down, see if I made any money. Okay, there's our little gold ingot. And basically 2 grams. Call it 2 grams, so 4 grams total from a $340 purchase. That's what, 5. Oh, gold's down a little bit today. Based on yesterday's price, it'd be like $570-ish. And the purchase was for $340. So up $230. And I could have done this all in one evening. I did it in 2 separate evenings to make 2 separate videos. But yeah, I'm sitting okay. Even if gold goes down 10-15%, which is not going to by the time I sell this, you know, I'd still be fine. I'd still be profitable. So there you go. The cheapest equipment you can buy producing gold. Pure gold. Thanks for watching.